I have, especially like in my time in college, occasionally my time in high school, but pretty common experience. And that's just because, like life is hard, college is tough. Stress is going to happen, it's inevitable. So today I'll be discussing stress and its causes as well as the physical and psychological benefits of a pet. So stress can become a cycle. PR Newswire article in 2009 writes that an ongoing stress cycle affects how the body produces hormones in multiple stages. And with increased stress and poor eating habits, it initiates a roller coaster effect of falling and rising blood sugar levels throughout the day. I personally have never had problems with chronic stress. It's more been acute, like maybe a test or a final or something like that. It kind of stresses me out. But I know people that have had increasing stress, and that's because of other stressors. But it's never been a problem with me. Stress can have many causes. Could be academic, social, financial, family life, work. In the Journal of Financial Counseling and Planning, Sonia Britt writes that stressors are highly subjective and they are influenced by an individual's perception and shaped by environmental, physical, psychological, or social forces. So if only there was some mechanism or something you could go to cope with the stress, and something I thought that would be cool and nice to present about would be a pet. So there are obviously many options for a pet. You might be a dog person, you might be a cat person. Some people like fish, maybe like turtles or horses or maybe a llama if that's your thing. Ultimately, you can't go wrong because they're going to be the ultimate companion and they will provide constant love and companionship and appreciation. I personally have had experiences with multiple pets. I currently have 2 dogs. I had a cat when I was a kid. My sister had a fish. And ultimately they've been positive experiences, and I currently miss my dogs very much right now. Studies have shown that pets can positively affect child development. In a 2017 PR Newswire article, Abigail Stevenson writes that the patterns among subpopulations and age groups suggest that companion animals have the potential to promote healthy and adolescent child development. In this study, they tested children ages 6 to 10, and they found that pets are ultimately a positive psychological support, as well as they can impact their immunity, which means that if a child is exposed to a pet at a young age, they would be less susceptible to allergies and certain allergens as they grow up. I have pretty bad allergies around my dogs, and I had a cat when I was younger, and I still had allergies then. So maybe that's not always the case, but I'm sure the fact that I was exposed to it kind of helped it. Currently, the North American Journal of Psychology writes of another interesting study. In 2015, 61 random first-year female college students were tested. Their salivary cortisol level, which is a stress responder in the cerebral cortex, and psychological stress and arousal level were measured and analyzed. And it was ultimately discovered that animal-assisted activities were associated with a 63% decrease in psychological stress, as well as a 3 times increase in psychological arousal level. When I'm home, I feel like my stress kind of goes down, and that could be associated to my experience and being around pets and everything. Like I said, I've never had chronic stress or everything. It's always been acute, but I feel like my dogs or my cats or my pets, whatever I had, has kind of helped me cope with that. In Dubai, pets actually made it into the classroom in an attempt to aid their learning. It was also an attempt to provide a deeper connection between human and animal. What they found was that the children kind of fear animals at a young age, and them being exposed to them in the classroom helped them with their confidence, and young readers that kind of feared the stage kind of like this, they helped them with their reading, being around kind of like a positive mediator in the room. TCA Regional News writes that in addition to the academic benefits of learning about real animals and science, animals can support the development of personal and social skills, and they increase positive values such as empathy, respect, responsibility, caring, curiosity, and appreciation. I think something like that would be helpful in a classroom setting. I know it's not realistic for a college like this with all these classrooms and all these buildings and everything. But I know my high school, in between finals, they would bring dogs in the courtyard and like everyone would be allowed to pet them, and it was kind of a good way to help cope with the stress and the mental toll that it took on you for finals. So, kind of want you to imagine right now a world without pets. It's not so fun, is it? I mean, it's not realistic, but if things like stress and anxiety were common, it might be attributed to a lack of pets. I know a lot of families that have either had or had pets at some point in their life, and usually they're fairly close-knit households. And while they might not be related, it could be definitely impactful. I know in my house, the pet kind of brings the intensity level down, and our pets are mellow, and maybe they kind of rubbed off on our mellowness. In a 2012 study published in the Journal of Applied Development Psychology, researchers found that children reported stronger relationships with their pets relative to their siblings, with lower level of conflict and greater satisfaction in owners of dogs than other kinds of pets. Without a kind of a mediator in the household in the form of a pet, conflict and anxiety issues may arise. Pets kind of like an extra family member, as they always provide constant love and appreciation. So there's only one solution to the anxiety, or one solution that I believe to the anxiety and stress problem, and that is actually acquiring a pet. There's a pretty easy process. Usually you can acquire them from a breeder or maybe a shelter. Obviously you can look online, provide help there. Students here can register a service dog for the DRC, and they can keep it in their dorm with them. But usually the money problem prevents ownership of pets. But that's always something that could be worked out. Pets can offer many intangibles such as love, routine, and socialization. Northern Echo in 2017 writes that pets can act as a social icebreaker between strangers or as a catalyst for social interaction. Other ways are they can improve mental well-being, and they provide a reason to go outside. It was discovered that pet owners are 40% more likely to be extroverted. So whatever your type, like fish, turtle, snake, cat, whatever you like to be around, pets can always offer companionship and love, and I guarantee you will not regret your decision in owning a pet. Thank you.
Hey Matt, how'd that go?
Not as good as I hoped. I tried to make it extemporaneous as possible. I tried to include the personal anecdotes, so I thought that was a good aspect, but I kind of envisioned it one way and it went slightly not as well, but I still thought it went pretty good. So.
All right. Research. What did you find most interesting in the research you did?
There was one article I found. I didn't include it in this, but I gave a bunch of statistic on certain policyholders and office workers that are interested in animals in the workplace. I can't think of any stats off the top of my head, but I just thought it was an interesting article that animal assistance in the workplace could improve stress level. So.
You know Cal Poly does dog petting too.
Yeah, no, I wanted to include that. I kind of forgot about that.
Okay. All right, audience questions, comments, feedback.
Also at Cal Poly, there's the animal science enterprises. A lot of them are open to all majors. So they're usually just one unit, and the one that I'm in right now is just the basics of being around horses and stuff. And I got issued a horse for the quarter that I got to go just take care of. And so that was awesome because I miss my pets a lot. But they're open to a lot of other majors.
Do you have a golden retriever?
I do. That's not my dog, but
I know, but I could tell it was in every slot.
yeah, that wasn't intentional. Probably should include pictures of different pets, but yeah.
I thought it was really funny. You did a good job of it.
I tried my best to like incorporate some form of humor. So
Okay. Matt.
Wait, our team.
Oh, team.
I'll go first. I thought you did a really good job of incorporating yourself within your speech and like kind of establishing your credibility, kind of throughout it, not just in the beginning. The only thing that I would say is like maybe doing a little bit of research on like what she was talking about at
I gave
Cal
you a
Yeah, during Cal Poly to kind of bring us all together and with it.
Mhm.
But otherwise, I think you did a really nice job. Yeah, I was gonna say this